Hi everyone and welcome back to our Crybaby Whims challenge. As usual, Flora is starting her day by hanging out with Rosalie, who is a toddler now. So before anything, I need to show you her makeover. And here is little baby Rosalie. She is so cute, and she is dressed mostly in red, like I did try when she was an infant as well. There's also some orange and also some pink thrown in there because her colors are red and orange, but Flora is the one taking care of her, so there's lots of like cute flowers and everything. But you can tell in her face that she does look a lot like Edward, a lot more than she does look like Aspen. So not gonna be easy to hide, definitely, but she is so cute. Let me know what you think of her. And this is her area of Flora's bedroom. It is a bit of a mess because I really love how Flora's bedroom looked, so I didn't really want to like ruin it with different colors, but I did try to like shove in some orange and even yellow to kind of remind Flora of her mother. So it's just a bit of a like everything, like 4 generations in ones. We have yellow, we have white, orange, pink, just a bit of everything. It is a bit of a mess because of that, but hopefully once Rosalie eventually somehow somewhere gets her own room, we'll be able to fully go for her colors. But anyway, it is noon and it is Summerfest. Should we wake the newlyweds up? Because I mean, they need to start the day somehow. Oh, Carmen, you did just wake up, didn't you? Flora has to find out that you live here somehow eventually. I feel like that's gonna happen really soon, and she's definitely not going to be happy. Oh, but before Flora had a chance to even see any of that chaos, I think that she's about to read a book to Rosalie, which is so cute, and we should be doing a lot of that. No, you just gave up? Well, never mind. But we should be doing a lot of that because Rosalie does need to... Oh, Aspen, what are you doing interacting with your child for like the first time ever? You want to play some cards? I don't think that you should teach a toddler some card games, but okay, I'm gonna allow it. Interesting. Even Flora is trusting her enough to just leave her alone, although I'm sure that whatever she's teaching her is not very good, just some card tricks or whatever. I love that these two interacted for like 2 seconds and Rosalie's mad immediately. She was not impressed by Aspen at all. Oh, but it looks like Flora did just realize that Carmen is still here since yesterday, so she's kind of yelling at Aspen like, don't bring strange people into your house, we have a child here. And Aspen's like, what do you mean? Carmen lives here now, obviously, so why would I not bring her? She lives here now, we're married. And Flora doesn't even know how to react. Aspen is so excited, so happy, but Flora cannot believe that Aspen did something so stupid. Again, you have a child to take care of and you're just marrying random people for like no reason. And Aspen told her, well, we got a bunch of money for it, so of course there is a reason. Flora can't even express how wrong that is, that getting married is not a business transaction. No, it isn't. Oh, and Rosalie just became destructive because, I mean, she is probably witnessing this like arguing and stuff. Where even is she? I thought that she was just here watching TV, but no. She went to the other room because she didn't want to listen to them argue, but she's just like wrecking things because she doesn't really know what to do and how to stop the noise, so she's just doing like her own little noises to get herself distracted. Well, that is actually so sad. But now that Flora did notice that Rosalie walked in, she immediately stopped yelling, so that's something. She really does not want Rosalie to witness all of this, but this apartment is like relatively small, so it's kind of difficult to avoid her hearing anything. And of course that Aspen doesn't really have that sense of, oh, let's not argue in front of the baby, because she's immediately like yelling and making fun of Flora, and they are just continuing the screaming fit with the baby in the background. Oh, that is actually so sad. It's obviously making Flora really sad. Aspen just doesn't care, thinking about Carmen. Oh no, Carmen's coming over as well. I think that she's even starting to like yell at Flora and argue with her because, I mean, how dare Flora insult her? She lives here now, rightfully so. They got a lot of money and this is their place now. They absolutely deserve it, so how dare Flora say anything against it? Rosalie just breaking all of her books that she actually really loves. That's so upsetting. She actually does love books. Really fitting, but just so sad that she discovered it because she started to feel bad after destroying them. I hate that she's just standing next to them while 3 of them are just screaming at each other, having an offensive conversation. It is so sad that they're all interacting this way. Rosalie's just waiting to be picked up by Flora and be taken care of, be whisked away to safety. This is how they're spending their like first holiday that Rosalie is having, I think, since she was born. They're just arguing and screaming at each other. I thought that maybe we would go to like a beach or something for Summerfest. But it's already 5 p.m. I don't even think that we have time for that because they're just screaming at each other. Rightfully so, because Carmen did move in here without either of them like asking about it or saying anything. But oh my god, what a horrible, horrible holiday. Did you just see that? Carmen just slapping Flora like that? Even Aspen's like, okay, what are you doing? You're like going a little bit too far. How about you just like leave? You shouldn't do that. That's my mom. You shouldn't be hitting her. Just go away, move from the situation, maybe just go calm down a little bit. That's too far even for us. Maybe don't do that. Look at Aspen sticking up for her mother, at least for once. So instead of being in that situation, Flora is gonna take Rosalie and maybe just read her to sleep. I don't even know if she's tired. Oh, you need the potty actually. I guess I'm not gonna read you to sleep then because you will pee yourself. So let's do some potty training. We haven't really done that before, but I just need these two out of the way because they are relatively safe in this room. Oh, meanwhile, these two are having a bit of a drink in their room. Carmen feeling so confident after slapping Flora. Even talking about it to Aspen, so excited. Like, oh, did you see how I slapped her? That was so funny. It is an unpleasant conversation though, so Aspen might not be too happy with that. Maybe that really was a little bit too far. You could say like, hey, don't do that. You are going a little bit too far. Maybe your mother was a llama, but mine really isn't, so don't be doing that ever again. I don't really think that Carmen will take this lightly, but it needs to be said. That's like the bare minimum. But now that they had that conversation out of the way, they're looking at the gaming setup and they're thinking, well, that's looking kind of pathetic and lame. Why don't we change that up? We made so much money by getting married, which also that is a bit of a business thing. I will need to get into it, but they kind of want to change it. Yeah, it's not really looking that great. Oh, but first, there are some things in the family inventory that I want to look at. Oh, we have university homeworks. Are we really going to be selling Ezra's books? I guess we will, but this is so funny. Aspen, I guess, got a stolen ATM at work, which is hilarious. So I'm gonna put that in her room. Selling it would give us like a decent amount of money, but it's honestly just so funny that I want to keep it. And these flowers are just really pretty, and I think that Flora got that from her job, so I'm just gonna put them in her room. She can have like at least some joy in her life, so let's just have that here for you. But anyway, what I wanted to do was get rid of this old crappy TV and get you something really nice. I mean, to be fair, they probably would want something like that, but if I put it on the entire wall, you won't be able to see into the bathroom anymore, so I'm not gonna. So we'll go with this one. That's probably going to be sufficient enough. And this gaming console, well, we had it for a while. How about we upgrade to like pretty much the same one, but just like a newer model or something? So you can get that as well. And since we are on a bit of a shopping spree, how about we just upgrade the computer as well? I mean, Aspen loves gaming. Of course, she would want the best for herself. Oh, and this one for 10,000 simoleons is looking like it could be particularly good for gaming. So let's go with that one. In orange, of course, because that is one of Aspen's colors. You know what? While we're at it, might as well upgrade the TV. Do something nice for the household, right? Flora could benefit from that as well. Well, we don't really have that much money. We can just get this one. So alright, we upgraded most of the tech and Aspen and Carmen will be super happy with that. Don't know about Flora. These two immediately went to test out their new setup. I think that they're really impressed with it. I don't think that Flora will be too impressed when she realizes that there's a little over 300 simoleons in their bank account, but right now she's too busy reading Rosalie to sleep, so she hasn't really realized yet. To be fair, she's been kind of out of touch with their household finances because she's just been distracted because she's mourning people for like the longest time now, and she's just so busy in general, so she doesn't even really know what's going on with the money. Hasn't really realized Aspen's previous spending streak either, but this time she might see it because it's a pretty big one. This is an interesting pop-up. Aspen has been feeling really confident and self-assured lately. Aspen is ready to go out and tackle anything. Embrace the change into self-assured. Aspen, you have the self-assured traits already, so I don't want to say yes so I don't really mess up anything, but I know that she has this trait, so that's really strange. Well, this is potentially worrying. I'm just checking and she actually doesn't seem to have that trait. Did it just get deleted because they said no? That is so weird. I'll have to check it out in class at some point, but that's really bizarre. Whoa. Wait a minute. These two just woohooed and I got the notification that Carmen is pregnant. How could you be pregnant? You just just woohooed with Aspen. She can't get you what? Oh, and we have a fire at the same time. Lovely. I can't even check while there's a fire. Do I really have to leave this to be a mystery until this is solved? And Flora's having a midlife crisis. There's like so much happening at the same time. Honestly, none of it is important enough because what? Why are you pregnant? How are you pregnant? Why do you have one child already? What is going on? No. How are you pregnant in your first trimester with Brian of all? No, this is, I refuse to believe this. Apparently Carmen just got pregnant with Brian. That must have happened before I moved her in. Just before I moved her in. Probably just before they got married. Brian of all people. And she wanted to date Lindsay in the last episode as well, remember? Aspen is not going to agree to that at all. I mean, Aspen doesn't know yet because Carmen didn't say anything. Anyway, Flora, you finished your food. Oh, you will also need to find out that Carmen is having a baby. Hopefully that baby is not going to be staying here. I don't think that Aspen would really want to be with Carmen while she's expecting someone's child. Honestly, Aspen is not even taking care of her own child, so why would she agree to take care of Brian's child of all people? Should Carmen tell her right now? I'm sure that Carmen knows that Aspen's not going to take this well, so maybe she would be a little bit. Oh, you could ask if Aspen wants children. I'm pretty sure you know the answer already. We know definitely. They have a jokesters family dynamic. Sure. But do you want babies? I don't think I want kids at the moment, and she's yelling immediately. I love that Carmen just thinks that this is inconvenient from out of pregnancy relationship. It's a little bit more than inconvenient, I think. But it is late, so we should send at least these two decent Sims to sleep. And now that these two have some peace, and well, Carmen's busy eating anyway, and it's not really much of her concern, but Aspen should be texting Colette and asking, when can I meet Harmony again? Does she know any new info? Should we meet up maybe tomorrow again? How much do I need to pay you for the next visit? So we can discuss that tomorrow. Aspen's not too happy because she knows that Colette will... Oh, Colette will ask for a lot of money, and we actually have none. I just realized that, and now I'm getting a little bit concerned as well. I still just can't believe that Carmen has a baby on the way. How do you even feel about children? Do you want one? You are actually happy to have a child. But anyway, Flora woke up feeling so miserable. Go check how Rosalie is doing and take care of yourself while the house is still empty and no one's bothering you, but you do need to clean it as well because it's all just kind of gross. And of course, no one's going to be helping. Hey Carmen, you're so notorious that someone's been asking to meet you. Can I give them your number? What, to get pregnant with someone else again? I mean, sure, these two are not necessarily in like a very monogamous relationship. I think that they're more of a like a open marriage type of deal. And I did talk about their marriage being a business transaction on more meanings than just one, because Aspen has this certificate of marriage in her inventory, and I was kind of thinking, why did that person just randomly offer to give you so much money to get married? And maybe they need a certificate of marriage, like a legit one, to do some shady business, and this was like the easiest way to get it. So I need to find that person who gave you that call, which I think might be Mila. I'm not really sure, but we need to meet them up and give them the certificate to like complete this entire transaction. Well, Aspen, I mean, since you are feeling kind of good, how about you invite this person over and just get it over with? Because I'm sure they're expecting this certificate for a while already, because you did get married like 2 days ago at this point, so I'm sure that they are kind of eager to get it. They did pay you up front, so it must be kind of important. I'm just hoping that Flora won't start another fire while all of that is happening. Oh, but there they are. Oh, and we have a fire. Okay, lovely. I knew that this interaction would just get ruined completely. Alright, put that fire out, and then we can continue doing business. Maybe it's good that Flora is also distracted so she doesn't see you making these shady things. And you're luckily out of the apartment, so no one's really seeing this. Now, just don't waste any time. Give them this. Oh, kind of bad that I just now realized that apparently you can't gift the marriage certificate. I was sure I tested this out. Sorry about that. Well, still, we'll do this transaction. Just give her a tampon instead or something, just so we have like a actual thing where Aspen gives her something. It's a very tense situation, but the deal is that this person gets this marriage certificate, so it has to be done. It's literally why you got the money. They're getting their certificate. I just need to get rid of it real quick because we don't have it anymore. And now Aspen, just shoo them away because we don't really want these people roaming around our building just in case something bad happens. Flora has officially entered her midlife crisis. I've never had a sim do this before. Let's see, what does she need? You want to hire professional service, I guess, to fix up the apartment. That makes sense. Put money into a vault. Reach level 2 in the business career. Okay, absolutely not. out and eat a nice meal. Oh, that makes so much sense considering like everything. Don't be venting about that to Rosalie, please. That's kind of inappropriate. But it makes so much sense that you are having a midlife crisis that seems to be money motivated and also food motivated, because now we won't really be able to eat for a while because they can't afford. Oh, maybe they can actually. They cannot afford to replace this stove. Oh, wait a minute. I just went to check why Aspen is so sad and Carmen is enraged because I just noticed that randomly. And apparently while they were out in the hallway, while I was just looking at Flora's midlife crisis, Aspen found out about the pregnancy. The horror from finding out of relationship pregnancy. Aspen realized her partner is pregnant, but certainly not by her, of course not. Oh no, they are arguing now and Aspen absolutely does not want anything to do with that child, which is fair enough and she definitely shouldn't. You can reject Carmen's child, fully just reject it and tell Carmen, I want nothing to do with this. I'm not even really sure if Aspen knows that it is Brian's child. Oh, but I need to be really careful because you are enraged now. You will end up like Ezra if I'm not careful. Okay, you're rejecting her child and now you can just tell her, look, I don't really want to do any of this. Just like go, I don't want this. I wouldn't really call her a cheater because yeah, they're not necessarily kind of exclusive. I would have defined their marriage as open, but when it comes to like pregnancies and stuff, Aspen does not want to be dealing with that. So you can't provide an investment. You just don't want to be dealing with this child. I think that this is the most accurate thing. They liked each other. I wouldn't say that they were super in love with each other, but they liked each other. It's just Aspen doesn't really want to be dealing with this, which is fair. So they are now officially separated already after like 1 day of marriage. I'm sure that Flora will be super thrilled about this, but now you need to be asking her to move out because it doesn't make sense for her to just live here. They are apparently not staying on good terms anymore, which makes sense. This breakup is very intense and kind of out of nowhere, but Aspen is asking Carmen to just leave. I don't want you here. And since we know what Carmen is like, she's gonna be stealing all of their money, so they are left with zero. Oh, this is bizarre. I just went to put Carmen here in like the household bin thing, and look who's here. Look at that. That is insane. Brian and Amara actually live together, and Amara is pregnant. I'm assuming by Brian, but at this point, honestly, who knows? This game is just crazy. But they actually got together. Remember that they were kind of into each other, but they weren't like dating as far as I remember. But they seem to be actually living together and starting their own family. Good for them. It's just weird. They are still arguing despite Carmen being kicked out, but I guess that Aspen hasn't realized that Carmen like stole all the money. Maybe they were storing it in this ATM as a bit of a joke, but she managed to empty it. They are still arguing, but yeah, Carmen is getting ready to leave. Oh, you're looking so pregnant. I think that Aspen was just laughing at her there for a second. Yeah, you are just so pregnant. You are screwed. Having babies is horrible. But yeah, she's just leaving. She doesn't really want to listen to any of that. Aspen's actually super upset. I've never seen Aspen care so much about anything. It looks like Aspen did kind of get excited about being with someone and it seemed kind of like a good thing, but now it all just kind of fell apart and you'll be sad for like a while. This is honestly the most upset and worked up I've ever seen Aspen over like anything. You even want to give yourself like a slice of cake to like feel sorry for yourself. Okay, that's fine. You could even like ask Laura for some advice. It's not really that they have that sort of relationship, but honestly, just ask her for advice. And this is probably going to be like the first time they're ever having some kind of like heart-to-heart conversation. Although Flora, oh, you can even apologize. You could. I mean, you could. Okay, it's not really gonna be doing much, but sure. Yeah, she doesn't even want to talk. She just went to bed because she doesn't want to deal with Aspen. It's just a little bit too late for them to just suddenly start having a bit of a heart-to-heart. Although it does look like Aspen really needs someone, and this might even encourage her to chat with Colette. Interesting that she left the apartment to do that. Maybe she really doesn't want Flora hearing this, but she's chatting with Colette and saying like, hey, please get me in touch with Harmony. I really need to find some info. I really need to find my father or find out what happened. I'm just getting a little bit desperate here. Like, I didn't really want to say it, but it's getting kind of bad. I just really need someone. And Colette is like, okay, how much are you gonna pay? And she's like, nothing. I think this is where she kind of realizes that Carmen also took the money. Go check your ATM. But yeah, it's looking empty. There's nothing in there. So of course you will be super mad at Carmen as well, but also just, oh, you can't even pay Colette. What happens now? I do need to actually really quickly kick Carmen out of the gang. So now we're back to just having Colette here. No one else. This is honestly just so sad. She is still texting and calling Colette like, please, I just need to get in touch with Harmony. I just need to find something out. I'm just not having a good time. Just help me out this one time. We've known each other for like a while, so why would you not do this little favor for me? It's just unfair. Look how miserable she is actually. She's not getting like any messages, anything from Colette. But Aspen heard a knock at the door and look who is here. It actually is Harmony. Aspen is so excited. Oh, and they did actually have a bit of a sit down here in the apartment, but I don't think that this is a good place to be discussing any of this. They are kind of cheerful and stuff, but let's maybe go somewhere else. Colette, out of all people, is like, we've been thinking about trying for a baby lately. Did you get inspired by seeing that Carmen's gonna have a child now? What do you want to do? Are you gonna like sell the baby or something? Because that's something like I think Colette would do. Don't be having a child, no. But anyway, these two are out now and they can chat. It's not very private. They're literally like in the middle of like a square or something, but still they're chatting. And Aspen is like, oh, it's so good to see you. How did you know that I wanted to speak to you? And she is saying, well, I heard Colette talk to you over the phone and they said that they wouldn't really let us meet unless you paid, which is honestly ridiculous. You don't have to be doing that. You can just text me, so I'm just gonna give you my number and everything. But maybe don't tell Colette because they might get kind of angry at me and I don't want to be dealing with that. So we could just meet up maybe sometimes in secrets. I like hanging out anyway, and it looks like you need someone to talk to. But yeah, I think that Aspen was being a little bit inappropriate there. How about you don't do that, because Harmony did just like take the time out of their day to like spend it with you and be in trouble with their sister. So please be a little bit more polite. Oh, sorry, totally unrelated, but I caught Amara here just like on the middle of the street and I want to check if she is having Brian's baby because oh, Amara Munch, they got married. They legit got married and they are having a girl. Oh my gosh, good for you two. I hope that they sorted their life out and they're like out of the crime world. I think that they might be. But anyway, these two are chatting again. Oh, and you're pranking her immediately. She left because you were inappropriate and now as soon as she's back, you're just being annoying again. But anyway, they are chatting and it looks like Harmony agreed to just kind of hang out with Aspen. It is kind of a bit of an adjustment. I don't think that Harmony's really used to people like Aspen, but she's seeing that Aspen needs some help, which is maybe a good thing. And they just gained a sentiment. Let's see what that is. Harmony still thinks that Aspen is cool. Just, I don't know. Harmony doesn't seem to know how to interact with Aspen. I don't think that they're really like in the crime scene. It's just a little bit difficult. And Aspen is very difficult, so I'm not surprised. But Aspen is super impressed and happy that she actually got some friendly advice from Harmony. So that is a very positive and honestly big change because Aspen never really seemed to have real friends. So this is very new. But we'll see if Harmony is going to be any help in the next episode, which you can click right here. And if the next episode is not out yet, here is something to watch while you wait. See you there!